little crazy, just look around and see. But I believe someone is watching over you and me, because I know he loves his children and he's Lord of everything. So I'll sing this song for him. God bless the RSA. Victoria down to Cape Town, from sea to shining sea. There's a whole lot of good in the things I've seen, and I got hope and I got faith. I get a little bit more each day. God bless the RSA. My friends love this country, it's so easy to see. They're grounded in this dirt by love and family, and they're dreaming of a future where they are safe and free. So I'll sing this song for them. God bless the RSA. Victoria down to Cape Town, from sea to shining sea. There's a whole lot of good in the things I've seen, and I got hope and I got faith. I get a little bit more each day. God bless the RSA. I know there are good people all across this land, given a chance, take each other's hand and rise up like a rainbow, reaching for a brighter day. God bless the RSA. Victoria down to Cape Town, from sea to shining sea. There's a whole lot of good in the things I've seen, and I got hope and I got faith. I get a little bit more each day. God bless the RSA. God bless the RSA.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Have to wait that moment to make sure that the sound is working properly. Have to wait that moment to make sure that the sound is working properly. Have to wait that. I have to buy a new mic, I guess. Sounds a lot better. Yeah, it's time for a new microphone. This one is $89, a really good bargain, but I don't want to replace this one. They've got a new capability, and I want to go with that one. So welcome back to the program, folks. A few programming notes before we get started. Number one, I'm really getting tired of this table moving. For a dining room table, it's very unstable, and you see the whole shakes my camera there. I need to get a proper Brogdingnabian desk in here. Anyway, I thought I'd show you my shirt that I'm wearing today. There you go. Wore that shirt because I had to give blood today. It took about 3 pints of my blood today for blood work. Anyway, yeah, so a little bit of housekeeping. I did see someone mention that doesn't look very good because of the light. I thought it would be okay this time of day, so let's just take that down. Okay, but yeah, I thought I was gonna skip over something, but I'm gonna mention here because someone mentioned in the chat earlier on. But before we get to that, I just got a few housekeeping notes. This came in the mail last night, delivered. I'm not sure where it came from. I'm pretty sure I know who it came from, but it was a gift to me, so thank you for that. Someone sent a little elephant, I guess because I don't forget things. It was very kind of them to send this. I appreciate that. Yep. Okay, so there's that. So thank you. By the way, I'm not going to play it because it plays like little kids sounds, but the ears go up and down and it covers its eyes. It's pretty cute, actually. So thank you for that. I'm pretty sure I know who that came from. But what also came with that was something that got me rather excited. These came. They're made in the States, so we'll see how good they are, but these are Dorvos. So let's see that how that goes. Okay. And I'll try to enjoy those a little bit later on, but thank you for that. Very kind gift to come in the mail. Not expecting any gifts. So this morning I had a lot of errands to run. I had to take the steam cleaner back to the rental place, drop it off before 9 o'clock so we weren't charged, return the 2 containers of cleaning solution didn't use, which got me back $36. Thank you for that. And then after that, I had to go to Carlisle to go to the clinic and pick up some meds and also get some blood work done. So that took about half an hour. Then I made another stop at the post office to pick up some mail and had to do something else. But they weren't open at 9. So from there, I went to local college or Dickinson College to take care of some business there. Came back and grabbed something from Dunkin' Donuts, a place I haven't been in ages. Number one, because their donuts, they stopped making maple flavored donuts, which is my favorite. And so it was really a struggle to eat their chocolate and their strawberry. I didn't care for the other donuts. So I haven't gone there in ages. Some Dunkin' Donuts offer a military discount, others don't. So I asked, I wasn't expecting to get a discount, but I got a 25% discount. So thank you to Dunkin' Donuts and the manager for doing that. That was very gracious. I really appreciate that. But despite that, still sticker shock. So I bought donuts today and I got half a dozen. I figured let's not be greedy here. So I got half a dozen Dunkin' Donuts. So the first thing I noticed is that the donuts are easily 40% smaller than they were the last time. Ooh, God, it smells good. 40% smaller than the last time I picked them up. Also, 6 donuts. This would have cost me $3.59 the last time I went to Dunkin' Donuts when Donald Trump was president. These 6 donuts today were $8.09. $8.09 for 6 40% smaller donuts. Are you freaking high? If it wasn't for the 25% off that the manager kindly gave me, man, I didn't realize they're $8. $8 for freaking donuts? Half a dozen? What does that mean? A dozen costs $16? That's insane. Absolutely insane. It just shows you how seldom I go out. I went out to dinner the other night with my brother, and it was $54. Just a simple dinner. All I had was a burger. And all he had was like a breakfast meal. $54 at a diner. $54 a diner. That should have cost $15, $18 max. Joe Biden has destroyed the world, destroyed our economic progress. I'm going to have to find a job just to make ends meet the way this is going. This is crazy. I'm certainly not making the money from YouTube. Definitely not making the money off of YouTube, which was never the plan. But yeah, so I'm going to have to get a job just to make ends meet. I mean, wow. Electricity costs are more than double what they were when Trump was president. Petrol prices have come down significantly from $5 a gallon, but they're still almost $4 a gallon here, $3.69, $3.89 a gallon. They really haven't come down that much. Yeah, it's crazy. Watch out, maybe South Africans exploited that poisonous preservative. Yeah, I didn't pick it up at a spaza shop, so at least I'm saving the planet. What, by not consuming and staying at home and getting older and missing my golden moments of life? Yeah, no, Matthew, I should be out traveling the world right now, not sitting here counting pennies. Literally counting pennies. So here you go. There's 25 cents, 25 cents, and 1 cent, 51 cents. Going to save that, put it in the bank. Literally counting pennies. Yeah, let me say hello to everybody in the chat and see who we've got here. We've got Keith Alderson. I didn't see Keith the other day, so Keith is in from Coventry. Sedgefield's back from the Eastern Cape. Dylan Comberg is in from the Western Cape. Awkward Leon is here. It says, you see the Guardian create a list to survive Trump's presidency. Yeah, I saw that the article the other day. I kind of ignored it because it wasn't that great, but I missed the point that you point out. So I'm going to go through that list a little bit today to start the news off. Vilma Rasmus Ants is in from PE. Garrett is in from Somerset West. Teresa Pablo Charlie in from the Netherlands, if not mistaken. Meerkat is back. Alan Kotzer, Richard Kuhn, Charmaine is here. Matthew Dixon, Pablo Charlie, Miss Pumba. Monray Siebert's in from Cape Town. Chris Ehlers is talking about Julius. And Ken Aronson's here. Hey, Ken, how's it going? How are you today? George Steinberg in from Heckport. Brian Lordson. And we got just one person that I see in the chat from outside, or just a couple outside of South Africa so far. Pablo Charlie, Deep Barham. Hey, George. Dylan Combrick is here. What else we got there? And then please don't spend your 51 cents all at once. I won't, Richard. That won't buy anything. Not anything. Used to buy a Coke. Can't even buy a Coke with that now. Tony out in the west of Canada saying it is cold, minus 17 Celsius, hibernating. So go ahead, say something. Well, I wish you well and stay warm. That's what I say. That's what I have to say. Yeah, I did listen to Citizen Concern this morning. By the way, that's a takeoff of Concerned Citizen, which was a Twitter account that's been around for years. But Citizen Concern, I did see her video this morning when she talks about Louis Liebenberg. Well, I'll tell you what, you got to be careful there. She's calling him a swindler and all this stuff. The media's doing the same thing. If it turns out he's not a swindler, there can be a lot of lawsuits coming. Alleged swindler, that's what you have to say. Leah Minar, welcome to you. Olaf is back. Good to see Robert Rankin. Spiker Hunt. They send their... oh, good Lord. Okay. If you have to, what work would you choose to do? Well, I already do work now. I do consulting, but I'm very choosy about what I get. Also, I haven't been trying to get business. If I were out drumming up business, I'd be busy, but I get the occasional gig that comes my way. Well, what work would I do? I miss teaching. I enjoy teaching, but I'd really like to lead a business. That's what I'd like to do, or lead something that's cutting edge. That's what I would like to do. Yep. Always make money with your brain or hands, never go for brokers. Yeah, no, working for someone else is not my ideal, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't do it. I do it under certain circumstances, so we'll see. Yep. I really enjoy the meeting people gig, that sort of thing. I mean, if I was like Anthony Bourdain, or what was his name? Anthony Bourdain, the guy just traveled around and ate food, but the food he ate was disgusting. I could never eat that stuff. But no, just travel around and meet people and do videos. But not on a motorcycle like Itchy Boots. She really needs to get some foot powder if she's got itchy boots. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at the news. Welcome back to the program, folks. I have recorded a video about Julius Malema, which I'll be editing. I started editing it before this. I'll finish it later. Samir is in from Georgia. 5 degrees from Tbilisi. Hope you're doing well outside. I'm doing well, Samir. How you doing? Good to chat with you. It's been a while since Marseille. Samir, congratulations. I know you're South African, but congratulations to Georgia on their victory over Tonga this weekend. I did predict that. That was good news for me. I'm happy to get that one right. I got all but one game correct this weekend for the Autumn Internationals, and that game was the Romania-Uruguay game. Uruguay, who let me down last week when I picked them. I decided to pick Italy this week since they were at home again, and Italy let me down. So I lost 2 of those, and that's a shame because I got every other game correct this weekend. Cameron says, good evening from a cold, rainy Cape Town. Well, it's summertime, spring anyway. Why is it cold in Cape Town? Well, because it's Mediterranean climate. Things can change on a dime just like that. Well, thank you all for being here. 87 people currently here, but just 36 likes. Boy, why do we have to beg so hard for likes? Come on, guys, make it happen. I know Matthew Dixon's already hit the like button because he's just a super fan. He just won't admit it.
That was easy.
The rest of you can hit the like button. I mean, if Matthew can hit the like button, you guys can do it. And Scott, if you're out there, feel free to resubscribe so you can join the chat. I mean, people would love to chat with you, Scott. We won't hear much from you anymore. So if you're there and you're listening, if your minions are here, they don't need to become subscribers. Chris has to keep his diary up when Trump calls him to serve. Emery, that is also something looming out there. So yeah, Matthew would never admit that. I know you wouldn't admit that, Matthew. Oh my goodness. What about Bitcoin? Bitcoin was doing quite well. Thanks. I watched the match live at the stadium. Are you serious? The first half was 0-0. Tonga put up a good fight, but Georgia took the game to them in the second half. Yeah, they wound up giving points up in the end. I had to pick them by 7, so I wish it had been a little bit closer. Otherwise, I would have gotten both points. But congratulations for going to that, Smear. That's pretty awesome. Would love to have seen that. I've never been to Tbilisi or Georgia. Yeah, so maybe one day. Does not get cold. Used to ride to work on a bike during summer winters. Well, it gets South African cold, Chris. It doesn't get cold for us Vikings who walk around in shorts in the middle of winter. By the way, it's absolutely gorgeous here today. It's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It's almost perfect. Sweater weather. I'm still walking around in shorts. Samir says, you're welcome here. We'll host you. Well, Samir, I'll have to take a look at that, as long as I don't have to fly through Russia, because I fly into Russia, they'll probably arrest me. I'm rolling in LOL, just watching Elon meme on MSNBC making Rachel cry. Yeah. So Rachel Maddow apparently was making $30 million a year. She accepted a salary cut to $25 million a year. She makes $25 million. Overpriced Joe makes $8 million. I don't know what Mika makes. So that's 25 is $33 million in savings I could make overnight. If Rachel Maddow wants to stay on MSNBC, she'll be on only after 11 p.m. live, weeknights. Or we could put her on the weekends. And she wants to accept a salary of $250,000. Joe Scarborough can come in the mornings. We'll give him $300,000 since it's an early call. That's all they get. Istanbul, Turkish Airlines. Good point. Good point. Yeah, Turkish all over the place. Yeah, in fact, that's how I was going to go to Sochi. I was going to go through Turkish Airlines. I was planning on going to Sochi when I was in Africa for the Winter Olympics. But because of my clearance and my history as an intelligence officer, I was told that I shouldn't do it, and it was good advice. Matthew says, -10 Celsius. Oh, that's nothing, Matthew. People in Murdo, in Alaska, and people up in the Aleutians hit colder temperatures than that in northern Canada, far colder than that. That's no big deal. Yeah, in fact, when they were building the Alaskan pipeline back in the 1970s to get the oil out of the northern slope of Alaska, the trucks that they took up there, they didn't have enough buildings to put these big construction trucks in. So the trucks, once they got there, they started the engine and they ran them forever. They never shut the engines down. If you shut the engine down after a few minutes, it's so cold the engine would seize up and you'd never start it again. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So when new vehicles were delivered there, they would have to keep them in a building for a couple of days and let them warm back up before they started them. But once they started engines, construction equipment during the Alaskan pipeline, they just left them running. They refueled them when they were hot. They fixed the oil while they were hot. I don't know how they did the filters on that, change the oil filters, because after some point you have to change the filter. But that's what they did. I remember that as a kid, hearing about the Alaska pipeline, all these people going up there at the time making $25, $30 an hour, when people were making $3 an hour back then. So it was pretty crazy. James Bowie says hello. We've seen some great rugby. Yeah, we have seen some very good rugby, and the Springboks have just taken it. You know what? I was going to do this other thing, but I'm going to start with the Springboks. Let's just start with that. First off, let me get to my notes for that, because I'm going to hang on. That's not right. I'm in the wrong spot here. Well, I'm way down at the bottom. No wonder I can't find one. Here we go. World Rugby Awards. So, folks, Pieter-Steph du Toit wins his second World Rugby Player of the Year for the men. Congratulations. It was tough competition. He had Cheslin Colby, Eben Etzebeth, and Caelan Doris from Ireland were his competition, but he won it. And as we were saying a few weeks back, joking about it, Pieter-Steph du Toit can play every position on the pitch. Why don't you start him as a prop, put him in at fullback, put him in at fly half? The guy is just all over the place. We said this after he played a 6, 7, and 8 in one game, and also switched over to the role of a lock in a game. Pieter-Steph du Toit, just amazing player, wins World Rugby Player of the Year second time. First time was in the World Championship year of 2019. This year he wins it again. Just absolutely amazing. 32-year-old with 86 caps to his credit, two-time World Rugby Player of the Year, and something shared with only a handful of other players, all of them All Blacks, Dan Carter, Richie McCaw, and Beauden Barrett. Beauden Barrett, of course, is still playing, so he could win another one. So, wow, that's just amazing. Antoine Dupont, who switched over to 7s this year before coming back to 15s. Dupont, playing in the 7s, got France their first HSBC tournament wins in Los Angeles and Madrid, first time since 2007, so quite a long drought for France to win those. And then won Olympic gold, amazing Olympic gold, shocking Olympic gold in Paris. We saw that right here on the program, well, on Rugby Ascendant. So he became the first ever player to win World Rugby Player of the Year in 15s in 2021 and in 7s in 2024. That's absolutely astounding. Ireland's Erin King became the first Irish woman to win an individual award with the Breakout Player of the Year, or Breakthrough Player of the Year. The only disappointment for South Africans was Sasha Feinberg-Ngumzulu, who's injured and lost his chance to shine even brighter and win that award. That award went to Wallace Atiti from the All Blacks, well-deserved, but quite frankly, it's unfortunate because Feinberg-Ngumzulu was incredible, and if had he not had an injury and played in the autumn test series, it's likely he would have won it. The Dream Team, the Springboks, just absolutely creamed it. They won up front with the pack with Oxen Che, Malcolm Marks, Eben Etzebeth, and Pieter-Steph du Toit. In the backs, they won with Cheslin Colby, Jesse Creel, and Damien De Allende. Could easily have gotten Kirtley Arnstead as well, although it wasn't Kirtley's best season. He still racked up a lot of tries and had a big impact. So of the 15 members of the Dream Team this year, the following: Will Jordan from New Zealand, Cheslin Colby, South Africa, Jesse Creel and Damien De Allende, the inside-outside center from South Africa, James Lowe on the other wing for Ireland, Damien McKenzie at fly half. That's very suspect. Damien McKenzie was definitely not the best fly half this year. That's the one I take exception to. Jamison Gibson Park won scrum half. Just a second here. Something came up. What's this? Oh my goodness. Something's going on here. Wow. Don't know what's going on there. Anyway, Jamison Gibson Park at scrum half. Caelan Doris wearing the number 8 jersey. No argument there. Pieter-Steph du Toit is number 6. Pablo Matera, the only person from any country outside the original 3. Argentina gets number 6 jersey. Tag Byrne at number 5. Eben Etzebeth, number 4. Tyrell Lomax in the front row. Malcolm Marks and Oxen Che. That's your World Rugby Dream Team. It was amazing. An investment publicized symposium giving his mojo answered all with his back towards the audience, and the greedy Afrikaners invest in investment agreements. Crazy. Oh, Louis Liebenberg, yeah. Ronaldo, my Broncos beat the Raiders. Yeah, that's what kills me. So, I get these people who come on my channel and they're like, well, what do you want? Who are you? What's your motivation? Why are you doing this? And the only answer they ever come up with is that I work for the CIA. Yeah, that's why I'm bitching about $8 for 6 donuts. Yeah, and $3-4 gas. I work for the CIA. I wouldn't be bitching about anything. I'd be rolling in the coin between a military retirement, disability pay, and a salary from the CIA. I'd be a wealthy man. Anyway, but so they're always doing that. Yet these are the same suckers who hand their money over to Louis Liebenberg and any other grifter that comes along, and they wonder why they're conned out of their money. I don't ask anybody for anything. In fact, I tell people not to super chat on the channel. If you don't have the means, if things are tight, it isn't going well, don't give me money. I mean, I do this. If I can't afford it, then I'll just drop off, but I do this. It's a service. It's something I get to do, and these people just kill me with this. Well, what's your angle? What do you want? I don't want jack shit other than your likes, your views, your subscriptions. And if you can afford it, some super chats, but I actively tell people not to give me money. So it is comical to see these people who just hand their money over. The Lord told me, look, I'm not riffing on people of faith. That's not what I'm doing. I'm riffing on suckers of faith. People who don't really have truth. God wouldn't tell you to give your money to Louis Liebenberg. God wouldn't tell you to give your money to Joseph Malema. God would never do that. That's outrageous. What kind of relationship do you have with your deity? They would tell you to give away money to hucksters. Come on. Give me a break. Give me a break. The only reason a box scrum half didn't make the team is because we rotated him. Exactly, Charles. Exactly. Otherwise, it would have been Grant Harris. It should have been Grant Harris. Should have been that guy. Yep. Grant Williams, excuse me. Good Lord, Grant Harris. I got Kamala Harris in my head. Grant Williams could have been the scrum half of the year, but he just didn't get the games. Absolutely. -10, 2 pairs of trousers. It says Keith. DMAC does not deserve, what's this? To be the fly half position, the dream team. I agree with Chris, although I do think Artie and Satiti. Yeah, no, Artie, Sevilla, Cameron, yeah. Artie and Satiti, I think arguably those two could have been in as well. Artie Sevilla, last couple games not so great, but the rest of the season had a really good season, so I would not disagree with that. Yep, but no, very questionable. And Tyrell Lomax, I'm not buying that either. There are better people up front for France that could have done that role. Only reason okay, got that. Who are they going to play against? What do you mean? Dave Rubin reports that Elon Musk might buy him. Yeah, lots of people are making that claim. No one has any evidence he'll do it. Maybe he will. But he's going to have to gut it. Okay, I've covered this yesterday, but I'll cover it again because it's coming up in the chat. The problem with Elon Musk buying MSNBC, he's buying nothing. It's vaporware. MSNBC has no reporters. It just has talking mouthpieces that are wildly overpaid. Rachel Maddow for $30 million or $25 million a year, that is $24,750,000 a year more than she's worth on a good day. Absolutely. Ridiculous amount of money. Joe Scarborough, $8 million, that is $7,500,000 more than he's worth, maybe even more than that, $7,700,000 more than he's worth. It's ridiculous. They have no journalists. They don't have a bureau in Joburg. They don't have a bureau in Nairobi. They don't have a bureau in Vienna. They don't have a bureau in Berlin or London. They don't. They rely on their news reports from NBC, as does CNBC, except for the Wall Street stuff. They do have journalists there. So these aren't real news organizations. CNBC was at one time, but it's been gutted. So all the news is done by NBC. Once that tether is cut, Comcast sends them away. They don't have that. The only way to get content from NBC is if they pay for it. And I don't know that NBC is going to want to be affiliated with these networks after they sell them. So they have a problem. If they want to be, just a commentary network, they can do that, but no such thing exists at this point. There is no exclusive commentary network. There isn't one. So MSNBC would have to be rebranded as a commentary network of some sort, and that's all it would be until it built up a retinue, a roster of actual journalists who can report the news. Otherwise, they have to buy it from everybody, and that'll cost them a fortune. Well, Sasha Feinberg Ungumzulu is better at fly half than Damon McKenzie. Yep. We say so much about Diddy. What is going on there? Would like your comment if you don't know what to say. No, I'm happy to talk about Sean Puffy Combs. There's no information. It's like Epstein, just gone. There's no information on it. So we're waiting to see. And we're hoping that with Trump's ascendancy and a new attorney general, that we'll see people forced in releasing the information about Epstein and be forced in releasing information about P. Diddy. Because apparently a lot of Hollywood celebrities and music industry people and politicians are tied up in that, supposedly. Yep. Liebenberg presented well today. This case will cost millions. It's an eye offside, so they're bigger fish to fry. Liebenberg gave a good show today. Empty the bakery. Well, Sedgefield, I didn't watch it. All I know is that the Propaganda 24 wrote a very disparaging commentary about it, saying he said everything under the sun except, defending himself. Joe Rogan on MSNBC would be on fire. I doubt that. I don't understand the baseless claims continuing against Tulsi that she's a plant for Russia. Why doesn't she sue them? Because she's a public figure and you can't sue her. Certain things you can sue over, but you got to be very careful about that. She's not a plant for Russia. This is just, and if people believe that, you're just idiots. Yeah, I'm surprised Ireland's still number 2 as well. I looked at those standings. There was no change in them. It's almost like they didn't do it. Now, I looked at it past midnight, so let's take a look and see if they've updated it now. I looked at that just past midnight, so yeah. South Africa gained nothing with its victory, which is what I said would happen. And there's, show the full table. There's the only change is Uruguay moved up to 17 from 18. Spain dropped a spot after losing the USA. USA went nowhere. They gained nothing. Gained a few minor points, but they now they're at 70 points. They were at 69 something. So yeah, that's the only change in the world rankings, except Poland and Kenya down 33. Poland moved up 3 spots to 33, and Kenya dropped to 34. But that's it. The only change. The top 10 is unchanged in World Rugby. South Africa barely moves. Ireland didn't drop far enough. New Zealand's still a half a point behind them. So South Africa, Ireland, New Zealand, France, Argentina is still 5. Scotland's number 6. England 7. Australia 8. Fiji 9. Italy 10. And Wales is number 11. Despite losing 12 consecutive games, Wales is still ranked 11th. Georgia, it might be their highest ranking ever, is at number 12. Yep, Japan at 13, Samoa 14, and USA 15. That rounds out the top 15. And that's how the season ends. USA finishes the year ranked in the top 15. Well, not great, not bad. It's decent considering what they had to do. So anyway, there you have it. Why is Mexico allowing immigrants to cross through USA? They're not stopping them. Because it's in their interest, Cameron. It's in their interest. The more people that infiltrate the United States, particularly Spanish speakers, and undermine this government, it helps them. It helps them. Yep. Louis Liebenberg should get his own cartoon character. He's righteously not, says Sean Manage. The Mark Wiener Ponzi very under the carpet. Who ordered the Louis Liebenberg heist? Said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. Hetty Twist is very proud of her Springbok team, as am I. I mean, what is it, 50? I think 50, something like that. People rotated through the roster this year, and a lot of debutantes playing for South Africa this year. Rassie only had 2 mistakes. The team that was under, well, it's because Monty missed a kick. We lost a game. That was in Argentina, a makeable kick. Otherwise, we win that game. And then we were 12-1. And the only loss would have been against Ireland. And that game never should have been a loss. But of course, Fossey tried to, just let that ball. Anyway, Fossey let them get the ball back, instead of fielding the ball properly. Anyway, or letting it go into touch. Excuse me. If you let it go into touch instead of fielding it, then we would have moved back up the pitch. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. Shouldn't have lost either one of those games. Should have been 13-0 this year. That would have been incredible. What are the Democrats saying about the layoffs at Stellantis and Boeing firing? Nothing. Shawnee Groves is here and listening. Thank you, Shawnee. They're saying nothing, Cameron. I've heard nothing about that. So let's get to some of the news now while folks are here. So the first one is in The Guardian, Carol Cadwallader, who is catwallering with her nonsense, talking about how to survive the bro-archy. In other words, bro oligarchy. 20 lessons for the post-truth world. Well, the post-truth world is the actual truth, and leftists, hate wankers like Carol Cadwallader love to tell fairy tales, including one of which caught one of my viewers' attention, so we're going to talk about that, and that's comical. Yes, and she is described as a reporter and a feature writer for The Observer, okay? And so in the wake of Trump's unnerving appointees, the investigative journalist and veteran of the libel court offers pointers on coping in an age of surveillance. I'm sorry, Carol Cadwallader, coping in an age of surveillance? Where have you been for the past 4 years, and where were you under Obama? We are in a surveillance age. You live in a fascist country in the United Kingdom in which there is a camera on every corner, in which government officials break into your home and arrest you, and people put you in prison for 2 years and 8 months for simply standing on the street and calling the police names, which isn't a crime. 2 years and 8 months, of course, leads to the suicide of a 61-year-old sentenced to prison in the sunset years of his life for committing no crime, or an 18-year-old sentenced to prison for 12 months for carrying a British flag on British soil. You people have lost the plot. And you're going to sit here and talk about a surveillance state? You have no basis to talk if you come from the UK, none whatsoever. Not a single person from the UK that's anywhere, even remotely left center, has anything of value to say to anybody on the planet. You are a fascist state under Keir Starmer. You are already on that way as a fascist state under the Tories, much to their shame. And you are clearly a fascist state now, arresting people for their thoughts, for their memes, for Facebook posts. You are sick, twisted, criminal, anti-free speech, anti-liberty betrayers of the Magna Carta. That's what you are in the United Kingdom. You people need to be rounded up and prosecuted for your crimes against humanity. That's what needs to happen. The United Kingdom is a joke. It's an embarrassment to the free world. It's a disgrace. It's a racist, anti-white, anti-Christian, bigot fest of mania in the United Kingdom. That's who you are. That's what you are. We were nearly there, but we stopped the bleeding. We stopped the bleeding here in America with the re-election of Donald Trump after the scam of 2020. This is not going to go well for you guys. Excuse me just a moment. Well, that's embarrassing. I have a telephone appointment today, which I forgot about. Anyway. Sorry about that. So that really interrupted my flow. The United Kingdom is gone. Yes. That was not the phone call from the Trump administration. That was from the clinic. And I'm going to get chewed out by my doctor because I just did the blood work this morning. So I forgot there was an appointment today. So, yeah, I'm probably going to get chewed out for that. So anyway, Hey, Sean is here. Welcome back, Sean, from Gordons Bay. Good to see you there. You know, I was just thinking about you, Sean, today and about my séjour with you guys. It was nice. All right, back to the chat. Yes, so the United Kingdom is completely gone. And Miss Carol Cadwallader has no basis to talk. But let's talk about some of the things she says you should do to bro-proof your life in the age of surveillance, which we're already in, the age of surveillance. What the heck is this now? I got a text message. Oh, my goodness. This phone has been blowing up here this morning. I don't know why. And for what? Good Lord. Anyway, Tommy Robinson, we go on and on about that for ages. Awkward Leon says the point I highlight is number 10. Yeah, that's what I'm going to get to. You're the one. So number 10 on the list, she says, listen to women of color. Everything bad that happened on the internet happened to them first. The history of technology is that it is only when it affects white men that it's considered a problem. Look at how technology is already being used to profile and target immigrants. Know that you're next. No, technology is not being used to target immigrants. Technology is being used to target criminal alien invaders. See, this is the problem with leftists. They misuse the English language. Someone who travels thousands of miles and then dumps their identity cards on the other side of the border and then invades your country and gets caught is not an immigrant. That's not an immigrant. That is a criminal alien invader, someone who must be removed. So, sorry, it's just going on over here, this nonsense. That is a criminal alien invader. A problem, folks, I got multitasking here to do, so unfortunately I can't ignore that. So, trust women of color, really. So listen to women of color because they're the first. What is nonsense? Women of color are the first targeted. Immigrants are being targeted. They're not being targeted. And only when white men are affected is it a problem? Bullshit. This is more misandry directed at males. This is more hatred of white men. This is the disgusting, vile human being, who breaks everything up into color. By the way, I saw Simon at Taba. He posted something when Trump was 2/3 of the way through his cabinet picks. Oh, Trump hasn't picked a single black man. No, he hasn't. He also hasn't picked a black woman. Did you forget about that? The obsession with color. So Trump's picks later picked a Hispanic woman, a Native American woman, a black man, and but they don't get credit for that. Stop with this nonsense. You pick the best people available. Okay? You pick the best people available. That's how it works. I remember when Helen Zille became the premier of Western Cape, she was called a whore by the ANC. Members of parliament called her a whore and a prostitute because she had no female members of her cabinet in the Western Cape. Well, maybe there weren't any. I mean, look, if her options were Natasha Mazzone, then I could see why she didn't pick anybody to be on her cabinet that was a female on that cabinet. Anyway, shameful conduct. What else we got over here? So, United Kingdom is a Soviet Socialist Great Britain led by the righteous Keir Stalin. You got it right. That's correct. African Americans are too busy buying Jordans. That sounds very stereotypical comment there, Pablo Charlie. Anyway, men should just decide to do nothing and let's see what. Yo, exactly. Well, see, here's the deal. We saw this. What this? Oh, someone else is asking. Yeah, so what did Meerkat say? Wonder when the monarchy of Church of England will survive. Oh, yeah, in the midst of the status quo. Well, they won't. The Church of England is already subjected to Muslims trespassing on church property, praying in the middle of the day on their land. When there are thousands of mosques in the United Kingdom, thousands of mosques in a Christian country, and these insulting bastards pray on church property. If you don't think this is an invasion and a reconquista or a conquista of what's going on, then you are not paying attention here. And that's not anti-Islam. That's not the Islamophobia. I've lived in Muslim countries, but I adhere to their norms. I didn't disturb mosque. I didn't do activities during prayers. I wasn't disrespectful. I adhere to the norms of the Muslim countries I lived in. So anyone that wants to say otherwise can shove it because I know what they're talking about. But this is clearly an effort by radical Islamists to undermine, infiltrate, and destroy. We got a video today of an imam in a mosque with a handgun, waving a handgun around saying the best path to Allah is to murder an infidel. How are these people not in prison? How are they not in prison? Ilse and I were thinking about you, Chris. We spent the week in Hermanus and hope you can have another séjour. Yeah, I hope so too, Sean. Got to look at the cash situation. Next year, I've got the Women's World Cup in the United Kingdom I have to go to. I'm possibly going to the Six Nations in the UK. I really do need to get back to the Orkneys and maybe this time on to Shetland, which I've never been to. Yeah, of course, that'll cost me a ton of money and make me no money off of it. So, and I don't know anybody in the Orkneys or anybody in Shetland, so there won't be anybody providing accommodation there. Pablo says, trust me, with that beard, the Muslims won't hate you. I'm not sure if you saw that they made AI Jesus that people can now worship and pray to, and it can also get, that's just sick, Cameron. I didn't see that. So, yeah. Anyway, so a Muslim imam. Anyway, think of your personal data as nude selfies. What? Don't buy the BS. Even dickheads love their dogs. Paying cash. These are the leftists who are trying to make us go to a cashless society, a digital currency. She's saying paying cash. There is such a thing as truth. Yeah, there is things of truth. And it's pretty much the opposite of whatever Miss Cadwallader has to say. Take a piss. Humor is a weapon. They are not gods. Tech billionaires are over-entitled nerds with extraordinary historical luck of being born exact right moment in history. Treat them accordingly, just like politicians. Ms. Cadwaller, everything you say was applicable for the past 4 years and the previous 8 years before Trump. So why is it suddenly important? These leftists are losing their minds because their feelings are because they're not in charge. Well, South Africa's crime statistics have come out, and let's take a look. They claim that they've gone down. Yes, crime stats. Murder supposedly is down by 5.8%. Rape declines by 3.8%. Ladies and gentlemen, rape has not declined by 3.81%. Reported cases of rape. Reported. That's not a helicopter. That's a prop. So that's not the black helicopters in whisper mode coming after me. Yeah, I was recording last night a rugby video about Peter Steph Dutoit. I had to stop because in the middle of the night there was a helicopter hovering not far from my house. I have no idea what they were doing. I live a few kilometers from the highway, so they weren't hovering over the highway. They were hovering nearby. So, a range of contact crimes, including murder and rape, saw a decline between July and September, according to Police Minister Senzo Mkhunu during release of statistics. The first 100 days in office, the police's key achievement since the start of the 7th administration. They said focusing on contact crimes, statistics indicated murder decreased by 5.8%, sexual offenses by 2.5%, robbery and aggravated circumstances by 8.8%. Wow. Well, we shall see if that is consistent or if it holds up. That's 1 quarter. It could be an outlier. Also, we really don't trust the government's information. Louis Liebenberg, the diamond dealer, everybody's pillaring now, including Citizen Concern. Louis Liebenberg's bail plea. From Playboy dreams to diamond dealings and political ties. Liebenberg, accused of being the mastermind behind a multi-billion rand Ponzi scheme, appeared in the Bronkhorst Magistrate Court on Monday and applied for bail. Following his attorney's withdrawal, Liebenberg decided to move the bail application himself. What followed was more than 2 hours of verbose soliloquies from the witness stand. Liebenberg, who seemingly jumped from one topic to the next without concluding the former, spoke of his personal life, conspiracy theories, and short-lived life in politics. His submissions included claiming he's direct descendant of Krotoa, the Khoi woman who worked as a translator for Jan van Riebeck. With that link between me and the Khoisan, I can feel it every day, he claimed. So Lee Liebenberg is a descendant of a Khoi woman, according to him. Cameron says, I can tell you the murder rate is not down. Well, I believe it's not down. I'm just saying we can't trust them. Courts has dismissed the ridiculous bid to force the government to feed and take care of the illegal miners hiding underground at Stilfontein. So, minors. Pretoria High Court has dismissed an application brought by the Society for Protection of Our Constitution seeking to compel government departments, including the police service, to provide emergency disaster relief to illegal miners underground by providing food, water, blankets, and medical relief. Yep, the miners have been stuck underground for weeks because they refuse to surrender. They're not stuck. They are refusing to surrender. Sorry, folks, these text messages are disturbing me here, throwing me off bait here. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. Joburg MMC is forced to evacuate a hijacked building where toddlers play in sewage and live wires. This is what the ANC does, managing government property. The courtyard of the 242 Marshall Street building has been used to dump sewage and other waste. City officials, along with private security, inspecting Marshall House, a hijacked building in Johannesburg. The inspection revealed unsafe conditions such as illegal electricity connections and poor sanitation. There you go. There you go. So John Steenhuisen is being pillared in social media, but Cyril Ramaphosa is not being pillared in social media. Cyril Ramaphosa makes a virtue signaling appearance on television, claiming that the state is taking action against spaza shops, and his main action is 30 years later to force spaza shops to register within 21 days. But no one's pillaring that or making memes about that. But John Steenhuisen foolishly goes to a spaza shop for a photo op, and now he's the target. But of course, it's just racist. That's what it is. Under fire for spaza shop photo opportunity amid food poisoning crisis. Minister of Agriculture John Steenhuisen is coming to fire after posting pictures of himself inspecting a spaza shop in Limpopo. Many said he was there just for pictures and nothing more. Well, they might be right. In the post, Steenhuisen can be seen with other DA members inside the shop engaging with the spaza shop owner, while in the other picture he's seen holding an insect spray and looking at it. Anyway, I don't know what to say about that, folks. Don't know what to say about that. So, Yeah, it's virtue signaling. I have no doubt about that. But there's plenty of virtue signaling going on. Why is Steenhuisen the target and not Cyril Ramaphosa or his corrupt government? Interesting. So, Joyce Malema is crying that there's an assassination attempt on the EFF. People are trying to assassinate the party. In a speech in which he railed against ideological infiltration and betrayal, EFF leader Joyce Malema likened members' recent desertion of his party to assassination attempts. In August, the co-founder and longtime confidant Floyd Shivambu handed in his red beret to join corruption-accused former President Jacob Zuma's MK party. Yep, there you have it. So, what are you going to say about that? Well, apparently, police are either paying more attention or more people have already hit the liquor. Sorry, folks. I got a fucking disaster going on over here. I mean, total disaster going on over here. Sorry. I'm going to have to end my broadcast early. Yeah. So, yeah. In fact, 118 people here. I'm going to have to apologize for it, but I have to end the broadcast early. My apologies. My sincere apologies. This is something I can't ignore. I have to go in and deal with it. So, what a mess. Yeah. It's a mess I have to go take care of. So, my apologies. I will redirect you to Ronaldo. I think he's coming on. Let me double check that so that you can go there if you want to go to Ronaldo. And my apologies for ending my broadcast. So let me see if I can find Ronaldo here. Yeah, and you can tell him I had to. So this is 25. There you go, Sec Chat. So he's on for the Sec Chat today. So you can get to Ronaldo after this. And my apologies. This is a total disaster here. So once again, sabotage. Anyway, so yeah. All right, I'll catch you. Yeah, I am focusing, Tony. I have to focus on this. I don't get paid for this. This is a courtesy, something I do, and I appreciate the audience, but I have a responsibility that's over here I have to take care of. So my apologies for that. Maybe Night Owls, I'll see you. Yeah, but I have to go sort this out. It's something to deal with the State Department of Agriculture. So thanks, guys. Apologize again, and I'll let you know what happened here. What is happening should not have happened, but the results or something. Anyway, it's a mix of things. So I'll go deal with it, and I'll catch you guys later. So thank you very much. Sorry, again, I have to go deal with this. Too many messages. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat that came through, and I'll see you guys maybe on Night Owls. All right, catch you later. Cheers. Thank you so much for your understanding.